When you were evaluating these final three candidates and you were considering their reputations, did you consider this man's significance of his reputation on the community and how they would be affected by it and how they would feel about it?
Yes, at the time we did not have this information. So, but just the fact that he had been here for 17 years before, we knew that. So, yes.
Yes, ma'am, in the corner.
Yes, can you tell us a little bit more about the not having the information piece? Not having that information at the time of making the decision?
It's online information.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to clarify that you didn't Google the individual's name before you brought him on?
We didn't immediately, no, not immediately.
Okay.
I have another question, sir.
I'm playing.
Only one for,
Yes, ma'am, please.
what was said before just a couple of seconds ago, not just the impact of the community, but did your commission or your committee have any thoughts around what the impact would be around Black and brown folks in this community and what some of those thoughts might be?
Well, I mean, that's a tough question to answer because at the time we didn't know about the situation, so no.
Do you have thoughts on it now?
Yeah, I do.
Could you share them?
Sure. Yeah, I think, you know, I don't want to see anything personally that would harm any relations between the police and anybody in this community. And I honestly, I don't believe that it will. I really don't think that there's going to be a problem as far as this particular selection is concerned.
Or is that not a decision that could be reversed, given the information that you learned?
Whether it could have, yes, but at the same time, given the circumstances of the incident, the fact that he was cleared of any wrongdoing in the circumstance, yeah, we didn't change it, so.
That's one thing I know a lot of people said, well, I've Googled. As an employer, I can't just go out and Google prospective employees. That violates the law. There are certain things you can and cannot ask a prospective employee. And so I can't just go out, Google stuff, read that, and base my decision on that. I'll be violating several laws if I do that. And so we've got to be careful we get information from applications and other sources that we can get it from. So that's what we've done. I think they have sent you the report from both the state's attorney and the Justice Department that reviewed this case regarding what happened. And everybody agrees it was a tragedy, but at that time, Chief Finney probably showed great restraint that day. He had a person that was wrestling with him. He did not escalate force, managed to get that person under control, and that person was unharmed. The other officer had his gun accidentally discharged and the person lost their life. That is tragic. And I understand people want to blame somebody. And I think a lot of people have blamed the chief because he's in charge of the department and everything else, whether that's right or wrong. But I would ask you to kind of hold your judgment and meet Chief Finney next month. I worked with him for 2 years when he was first here in Quincy. I always had good interactions with him.
It's kind of concerning that we didn't know about it beforehand. I appreciate how they are addressing it after the fact. And I look forward to hearing more of what he's done since that has happened.
Do you think that type of incident in your background negates you from serving in an interim position?
I think what you do after the fact and how you handle that and how you come back from that, because an individual can take that and pivot and change lives afterwards. So it's an awful thing that happened, but I would love to hear how he overcame and if he's teaching individuals about more gun safety so things like that don't happen, or what rules he's enforced to ensure that things like that don't happen again.
One of the things I would like the public to know is give this guy a chance. He spent 17 years here. Everything that I heard about him from people who worked with him, people who hired him, people who supervised him, people who called on him, especially in the underserved community, he was a champion for those who needed him.
At one point had said something about being involved in an officer-involved shooting, and we didn't at that time, I guess, pick up on the fact that he was actually there at the time that it occurred. So.
Okay, so he did mention it during the interview process.
Yeah, he did say something about it. Yeah, so he had mentioned something about it.
And you're not concerned about the reception when he arrives into the city?
We're always concerned about that. I'm not concerned about how he will reply to the reception, right? I know that he has his answers. Again, he's been through this before and has had to answer to this inquiry, so I'm sure he's prepared.
Muddy River News. Our home, our news.